So Mr. Javier Tebas has to be the greatest president in the history of presidents, and it flew under the radar pretty much to my surprise. What he said is not only just controversial; it's downright criminal, if you ask me. A president of a certain league, and arguably the second best league in the world, cannot say something like that. Sell two or three of your best players, quote, to a club that is just not big, it's huge, of a league that depends on two specific clubs, and the president of that club is asking one of those two clubs to sell off two or three of their major players to get rid of the trouble. We probably do not understand the gravity of this statement yet, but this is just outright criminal, and let's talk about it. First of all, let me be very clear about this. There is nothing to do with Real Madrid with this video, just specifically a very corrupted and a downright brat of a president who clearly is biased and clearly has an issue with Barcelona, who is going to extreme lengths to make sure that Barcelona doesn't make a turnaround. So what he said is basically, if Barcelona sells players like, for example, Araujo, Pedri, Lamine Yamal, players who will generate a certain amount of cash inflow, will solve Barcelona's problem. Now, where is the issue in this, you might ask? He has given advice, right? He is the president of one of the biggest leagues, and what is the agenda of a league? It is to create a certain global appeal. Now, people of Barcelona will see Barcelona regardless. They will go to the stadiums, they will watch the Barca Plus, they will buy the subscription of La Liga or whatever they are showing in that place. But the global appeal basically gets created by names like Messi, by names like Cristiano Ronaldo, by names like Lamine Yamal, by names like Modric, Vinicius, and so on and so forth. So why does La Liga lag behind still to this day to Premier League? Now, the reason I find this absolutely outrageous is that, as I mentioned earlier, if one of those two clubs sells off two or three of their biggest names, then you are basically kicking out the major attractions that is being created globally from a specific club in a specific league, which happens to be you are the president of. This is outrageous. I don't know about you guys, but I was completely dumbfounded when this guy actually suggested the idea that the way Barcelona can come out of this is by selling their players. Now, I understand we have sort of dug our own grave. Our previous presidents did some amazing mistakes. So, yes, we are in a situation of our own making. We are in a dilemma of our own making. I completely understand that. If you are the president of that league, and if you see a team like Barcelona struggling, which with all honesty have kept this league afloat alongside Real Madrid in a global stature, you cannot kick this club while it's down. This shows clear biasness towards Barcelona. I don't care if he's a fan of Real Madrid. A league president cannot be this biased negatively towards the club. It doesn't have to be Barcelona. It could be Girona, it could be Valencia, it could be Atletico Madrid. I don't care. A president of a league cannot do this to any club for that matter. And this is not just outrageous, this is absolutely horrendous. This is bad for the league, this is bad for football, this is bad for sportsmanship, this is bad in every other way you look at it. Yes, you can defend it by saying that this guy is just giving a suggestion to Barcelona. This is not a suggestion. Tell me one thing. If he is the president of La Liga by heart, would he want the best players in his league to go to Premier League, to Serie A, to Bundesliga? Does that make sense to you? Just answer this simple question. And if not, then tell me which club in La Liga, if he wants the players to stay in La Liga, name me one club other than Real Madrid who can afford to buy a player at 80 million, 90 million, 100 million. So is he suggesting that Barcelona should sell their best players to Real Madrid? So either he wants his league's best players to go to other leagues, or he wants Barca's best players to join Real Madrid. And you call that a effing precedent. It's absolutely outrageous. Yes, we are in a shitstorm of our own making, but the struggles that we are going through, it's absolutely down to this amazing guy who is clearly biased, who doesn't want Barcelona to sort of come out of this problem, come out of this situation, and he's enjoying it. He's ridiculing us, he's sort of making an absolute mockery of it, and this is outrageous. This is insane, this is borderline criminal. So I hope this reign of terror and this reign of complete absurdity comes to an end soon. Otherwise, there is going to be no way out for us. Because rest assured, this guy, for whatever reason, wants one of the biggest clubs in the world and one of the two biggest clubs in Spain to suddenly shut down. Makes no sense to me, guys. This Barca.